Hello, welcome to Let's Play Brogue. I am recording a little early this week. I am probably not going to have time this weekend to play the weekend contest because I work Saturday. That happens a couple times a quarter. And so I am going to do a daily seed today and record it and probably upload tomorrow. Or tonight. I actually probably upload tonight when I go to bed so that it can happen while I'm sleeping. So let's see how far we get. This is the daily seed for Wednesday, May 2nd, 2018. And you may notice I'm playing on a real computer this time. This is going to be my new desktop. It's not fully set up yet. Some things aren't quite right. I don't have all the colors set up for QT yet, and some other things like that. So not everything is quite perfect, but it's good enough that I can use it for this, rather than that clunky Windows laptop I was using for recording these before. My old desktop is very good for playing Brogue, but recording the desktop on that thing, because it's a multi-monitor system and because it's older and just doesn't have the CPU chops and some things like that, recording the desktop was a little bit CPU intensive for that system, so I was using the Windows laptop instead. But this is going to be better. Alright, so I've been through level 1, and on depth 1 I have found chainmail, which I don't know anything about yet, whether it's cursed or whatever. Yellow potion, aquamarine potion, and a couple of scrolls. That's not a particularly great haul for level 1. It's not particularly awful, but it's not particularly great either. Um, but I don't see any obvious places on the map where there's a lot of space where there should be another area. I mean, there potentially could be a room hidden in here with a secret door, or up here, or down here. But I think on the whole I'm just going to go to the next level. You can spend all your time searching in this game, but at some point you just have to move on if you don't find anything. I don't see any obvious places where I really want to search, so I'm going to go on. It's not unbelievable that I can have a level 1 with that amount of equipment, so let me turn off those animations. I like the color effects in Brogue, but I hate the animations for the water and lava and stuff. It's very distracting. And so I really wish I could turn off the animations without turning off the color effects. I looked at the source code and tried to figure out how to patch for that, but I am not that good of a programmer, especially when it comes to that sort of thing, and I wasn't able to figure it out, at least not yet. Maybe someday I will. Let's go ahead and use that blood wart. This early in the dungeon, there will always be more blood warts, so I don't have to save that until I'm, like, in dire need or anything. And it's better not to have to come back to it if I can just go ahead and use it. Did that? Oh, it didn't wake up. Okay, now it did. Oh. Alright, well that wasn't what I wanted. I wanted to back off enough to throw a dart at it, but oh well. I can see where the upstairs is here. So let's go back up and finish this level. There's an object over here that I think I want to pick up. Walnut staff. The sooner I pick that up, the sooner I can find an opportunity to test it on some poor unsuspecting monster at a distance. Preferably a kobold. A rat will do. Oh, it's conjuration. Conjuration can be good at higher enchantment levels. At low enchantment levels, it's not so awesome. It has a tendency to wake up monsters you didn't want to wake up, but not actually kill anything. So at low enchantment levels, I don't really like it, but when it gets enchanted more highly, it becomes quite good. So if I don't find a good weapon, that Staff of Conjuration is potentially a good enchantment target, especially since I think, based on the number of blades I got, that's at least +3, if not +4. Probably only +3. I should be so lucky as to find a +4 Staff of Conjuration on the ground. You get a Staff of Conjuration up to about +6, and it becomes formidable. You get it up to about +9, and it becomes very formidable. Okay, I'm afraid to take that key, because I'm afraid I might know what's going to happen. I could get lucky, and it could be a ground falls away trap, but I don't think so. Let me search for vents, because if it's a rat trap, that might be manageable. But I don't think it is. I think there's water up here and water down here, and I don't see a third pool, but nonetheless, I think this is the kind that traps you with water and inundates you with eels, and that kind is usually fatal if triggered early, before you have anything you can kill eels with. So, I mean, I could try equipping that spear. I don't even have enough strength to make, well, okay, a very small penalty. I could probably equip the spear and use it if it's not cursed. But I think I will wait. I think what I will do is call my leather armor, eel trap, D3, and plan to come back when I think I can handle it. I like Brogue. One of the things I like about it is how finely tuned its balance is. The food clock in particular is very finely tuned. I almost never have food problems in Brogue as long as I behave myself and don't try to do things like farming or whatever. As long as I don't try to wander around aimlessly up and down through previously explored areas like I would do in NetHack. Let me see. I need to test something in order to pick up these last 2 items. You know what I'm going to do instead? I'm going to throw 2 items down. Probably the splint mail, because even if I knew it weren't cursed, I wouldn't be able to wear it yet. And one of the chain mails. And I could throw the other 2 armor down as well, but I don't need to, because that's enough to let me pick up these 2 items. And then we will move along downstairs. Shift my position in my seat a little bit here. And then we will move along downstairs. Let me go ahead and, yes, deal with the toad now. And now I need to find a place to test a potion. Because I have equipment I cannot pick up. Might as well drop some more. Actually, that rapier, if it's not cursed, could be quite useful if I end up enchanting the Staff of Conjuration. They go well together. Okay, I can't pick that up yet. That's fine. We'll come back for it. As I was saying about Brogue's balance, and specifically the food clock, um, it gives you enough time to do what you need to do. Like if you need to come back to something for an actual reason, you can do that. What it doesn't give you is enough time to just fool around. And so it's very finely balanced, and I like that about Brogue. Now, I like NetHack also. In fact, I think I like NetHack a little bit more than I like Brogue, but for very different reasons. I like NetHack because it gives the player a lot of agency in determining how they want to play the game. You always have options. You can, with NetHack, if you want to obtain a certain item, for example, there are ways of doing that. Um, you want tools, you go to the Gnomish Mines and play there for a while, or if you really, really want to wish before the castle for some reason, you find a way to protect yourself against the various things that come out of fountains, and then you can try for a fountain wish, which your odds of getting one are not terrible, especially if you know what you're doing. Um, there are there are just I'm giving specific examples that seem like not a big deal, but there are just a lot of ways in which in NetHack, if you know what you're doing, which granted is a learning process, but if you know what you're doing, there are ways your fate really is in your own hands. It's not that the game doesn't randomly throw things at you; it does, but you can find ways to deal with most things. Okay, I will conjuration the bloat, because that will result in probably killing the monkey as well, or very nearly so. Good. And the other thing is, with the monkey there, those remaining conjuration blades probably spent themselves on the monkey, which is good, because then there aren't conjuration blades floating around left over. Conjuration blades floating around left over. I'm going to eat the mango first, because that way I'm still carrying more nutrition in the same number of item slots. Um, Conjuration blades left over wandering around are only good if your conjuration is leveled up pretty high. If if it's like one weak conjuration blade from like a level 2 or 3 conjuration staff, you don't want it because it's going to wake something up and not kill it. And it will probably, Murphy's Law, do so at an time that is inconvenient for you. So I don't like to use a low-level conjuration staff when its blades aren't going to get all used up. But in that case, with the monkey there, I knew that the blades would get used up, so it was fine. Oh, there's a key over around the other side of the lava. That's interesting. Wonder what I can get with that key. We'll go ahead and do that with the conjuration too, although that's going to annoyingly leave. Okay, pink jelly. I'm not in a good space to deal with the pink jelly. This is wide open. Options. I may just have to lure it down here and go around it. Yep, I died to a pink jelly because I'm not very good at dealing with those situations where I get caught in a tactically bad situation. A better player would probably have dealt with that better. Um, Although I'm not sure exactly the details of how. Well, nonetheless, short episode, but I will see you again the next time I find time to record. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.